One Kitchen. I'm Julia. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious roasted bell pepper, garlic, feta cheese and pine nut pie. It is going to be so delicious and so good, and also with a homemade pie crust. So let's get started. So first up, I have to get started with my pie crust, and what I would use for my pie crust here is some flour, some salt, some lightly whisked egg. And I'm probably not going to use all of my egg because it really depends on how the dough is getting together. I'm just going to add an egg until it is nice and sticky. Sometimes I'm using 2 eggs, sometimes I'm just using 1.5. It really depends on, well, how the dough is. And then I'm also going to use a lot of butter, and my butter here have been out of the fridge for about 30 minutes. So into my flour and salt here, I'm just going to add in all of my butter. And my portion is looking a bit big here, but that's because I am making a double portion of my pie crust. But of course, I'm just going to write down 1 portion down below in my description. But now I'm just going to turn on for my machine here and let this here stir well. And when that is well combined, I'm going to add in my eggs gradually. And when I have a nice and combined dough, I'm going to stop with adding in my eggs. And then I'm just going to wrap it up in some foil and then it's ready to rest in the fridge for about an hour. So while my pie crust is resting in the fridge, I can get started on my filling. My oven is already at 180 degrees C convection oven. If you don't have convection, then have it at 200 degrees C. Because now we are going to make some delicious roasted bell peppers. So in my large bag here, I have cut out some red bell peppers, some yellow, some orange, some green. And into that here, I'm going to add in some crushed garlic. Oh yes, a lot of garlic. And then in with some oil, like so. And then in with some salt. So now I'm just going to close this here up and give it all a good shake until it's all well mixed. And now I'm just going to pour them out on my baking sheet here with some parchment paper on. You can easily just use 1 color of bell peppers, it's really up to you. I just like that there is different colors in the pie. But I'm just going to pour these here out. And then just spread them out. And now these bad boys here are ready to get into the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes, or until the edges are a little bit black and they are nice and soft inside. And then I'm going to take them out. So now I'm ready to roast my pine nuts on a dry pan. And I just have a dry pan here, and I'm just going to add my pine nuts in. And then I'm just going to give it a good shake once in a while, just to flip the nuts around, and when they are nice and golden brown, I'm going to remove them from the pan. And now for the last step of my pie filling, and for that I'm going to use some shredded mozzarella cheese, some sour cream, some lightly whisked eggs, some pepper and some salt. And what I'm going to do is basically just going to add all of my things into my cheese. So into my sour cream here, my egg, pepper, and salt. What I'm going to do now is to add some flour to my table and then roll my pie crust out. And just remember, I made a double portion in the beginning, so I have already cut mine into half when I am rolling it out. And when it is rolled out, I'm going to add it into my pie form. So now I am ready to assemble my pie here, and my bell peppers got exactly 30 minutes in the oven and they have now cooled down for about 20 minutes. Then in here I have just sliced some feta cheese into some cubes, soft delicious feta cheese, good quality. And then here I have the pine nuts that I have just roasted on the dry pan and now they are cooled down. And then of course my pie crust. And my oven is already at 150 degrees C convection oven. If you don't have convection, then have it at 170 degrees C. So I'm just going to add in my bell peppers. And then I'm going to sprinkle over my pine nuts. And then my feta cheese. I'm ready to pour over my sour cream, cheese, eggs, salt and pepper mix. So I'm just going to add that on the top here. And my pie tin here is not that high, but if you have a higher or taller pie tin, you can easily use that, don't worry. Mine is just like this here, so that is not that big. But now this here is going to be baked in the oven for about 40 minutes and then I'm going to let it cool down for at least 1 hour. After that it is ready to be served, but the good thing about this pie here is that it is also so delicious cold.